Hey guys, this is a video response to Douglander and Rhine 1988, I'm sorry, top 5 favorite horror films of all time video. Blah. Okay, I'm gonna try to talk quickly because I've done this 3 times, and all 3 times I've ended up over 15 minutes, so. Okay, number 5. Classic from 1983, one of the greatest horror films ever made, gory, one of the goriest in my opinion, and spawned 2 sequels, and is unfortunately getting remade, and that is Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. This is the Book of the Dead edition that I got a couple years ago. I was gonna get the Ultimate Edition, but I figured, what the hell, I got it, and this son of a bitch cost me $40. Really gory, very suspenseful. Bruce Campbell is fucking awesome in this. Though he did play kind of a wuss at the beginning, and then after everyone's dead, it was like, okay, now I'm gonna cowboy up. Could have done without the tree rape. That was a fucked up scene. Like, right now, Sam Raimi will be, I think, for me, will be remembered for Evil Dead trilogy more than Spider-Man. Though Spider-Man is better quality, picture quality, I should say. You can't get much better than this. So, I'll just note, one of my favorite scenes is when Ash is walking towards the mirror, and then the camera goes over the boards, and it goes, wah, wah, wah. I was like, that is so cool. So low budget and so cool. And this is a very low budget movie, you can tell. Mostly from the fact that it was made in 1978, and it took them till 1983 to put it out in theaters. Very much recommend this movie. Second one is awesome, and the third one was pretty good. I have to give it a rewatch, so. Number 4, it doesn't need any big introduction, and that is John Carpenter's Halloween. John Carpenter is tied with Wes Craven and somebody else on my list for the greatest horror director of all time, considering all 3 men brought us the scariest, greatest horror films of all time, too. Great score by Carpenter. Love Jamie Lee Curtis. This was her first film role. She actually shares in my opinion, she shares the Scream Queen title with somebody else who was on my list. Michael Myers is a great horror movie villain, and cinematography is great, the lighting is great, basically everything about this movie is great, and the fact that it relies more on suspense than it does gore, unlike its sequels or a remake, so check it out. Why is this on my list? I love this film when I saw it when I was 8 years old. It's a throwback to the 50s monster movie, and it completely works, and that is Trevors. Like I said, I love this movie. I was obsessed with it when I was younger. Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward are awesome. They have great chemistry together. The Graboid, a lot of the time, it's a puppet, and the odd thing was the puppet scared the hell out of me. And especially the thing with being dragged underground, that was freaky too. But the fact that this film is now 20 years old, oh my god, and yet the Graboid puppets still hold up today. That's incredible for a kind of low budget B horror film. One of the best scenes in this is the basement shootout. I am not going to say the line in that scene because you have to watch it. It's one of the best lines in the film. Not too gory. Well, it's PG-13, and one of the best PG-13 movies for the horror genre out there. I very much recommend this one. Okay. The movie that, well, it's going to give away what I say it. Movie that, at the age of 9, gave me my crazy obsessive love with sharks, and that is Jaws by Steven Spielberg. Based on this novel by Peter Benchley. One of the reasons why this was so successful was the music by John Williams. Absolutely fantastic. And these three guys, they were fantastic. It's hard to believe that Richard Dreyfuss is the only one left. But yeah, I became, unlike everybody else who got afraid of sharks and afraid of swimming in the ocean, I didn't. And note to people who swim in White Rock, British Columbia, Canada, they're off that coast, people. So, hello. And I found that out when I was 10. See how obsessed I was. I was learning everything about these creatures. Great story, great effects. One of the most suspenseful films ever made. And Hollywood, for the love of fucking God, do not remake this movie. Instead, bring us Meg. Please. And if you're wondering, I'm talking about the novel by Steve Alton, where the Meg is short for Carcharian Megalodon, which is going a little off topic, but screw it, which is the granddaddy of the great white. The great whites can grow about 20 feet in length, and these things can grow to about 70 feet in length. So, who would not want to see that on the big screen? Okay, number one, this movie defined the word slasher in the horror genre. It is one of the greatest horror films ever made. It's my second favorite film ever made, and the villain of the film ended up being on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains. Number 2 villain, only beaten somebody by the name of Hannibal Lecter. Or, yeah, being beaten by someone by that name. I told my mom when that aired, number 2 and number 1 are going to belong to somebody named Anthony. And that movie is Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I saw this when I was 12, and Halloween when I was 13. First 2 horror films scared the piss out of me. Anthony Perkins was just fantastic as Norman Bates. That's him right there. I am still trying to figure out why he did not get an Oscar nomination for this. He was so deserved of one and didn't get one. And the unfortunate thing is he played this character so well that he was typecast until his unfortunate death in 1992. Janet Leigh is fantastic. She shares the Scream Queen title with none other than her daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm more surprised that nobody knows that that is her mom. I mean, well, you can tell it the minute you look into Jamie Lee Curtis's face that she looks like a dead ringer for her mom. And that's her good picture of her mom right there. Great script by Joseph Stefano. I appreciate the fact that he gave us a very sympathetic horror character instead of how the character was written in the book. This, I think, is Alfred Hitchcock's greatest film. We can debate on this forever on what Hitchcock's greatest film is, but I think about at least 80% of us film fans will pick this one. The fantastic score by Bernard Herrmann, like the score from Jaws or Halloween. All you have to hear is the couple of notes and you know what movie it's from. Whatever you do, do not see the remake of this. It blows big fucking chunks. And I don't know if that's putting it mildly or not. Psycho 2 is a very excellent sequel. I very much recommend it. It is very true to the original film. Number 3 is okay. To me, it seemed more like a remake of this, but a faithful remake, if I can say that. And number 4 was extremely interesting because it was a prequel and not a prequel because it took place in, May 1990, and it was Norman on the phone with a radio station talking about his past, and you get to see teenage Norman Bates with his mother. And actually, the funny thing is, Henry Thomas does not look anything like Anthony Perkins, young Anthony Perkins, and he pulled off a young Norman Bates perfectly, and everything to the mannerisms. So, out of the sequels, I recommend number 2 and number 4 the most, but do check out number 3. It's okay. Like I said, it's okay. And it's kind of sad to know that a great piece of cinema history is gone, and that the house and the motel were unfortunate victims of the Universal Studios fire last year. So that's my video response, my top 5 favorite horror films ever made. Yeah, recommend me something, another top 10 of whatever film genre, and I'll do it because I'm bored. Okay, I shall see you all later.